For a while, Barack and Michelle Obama were the most powerful couple on Earth. This period attracted unwanted attention to their two beautiful daughters, Sasha and Malia. Ordinarily, these young ladies would have passed off as normal kids, but there is bound to be trouble when an ex-president's daughter is caught puffing a joint at a public event. Today, we will be taking a peek inside the lives of Obama's daughters, being the president's daughters. When we look at Barack and Michelle Obama, we see a former president and first lady of the United States. Sasha and Malia saw mom and dad. Growing up in Chicago, Malia was 3 years older than Sasha, so she was naturally equipped with some star power. Then Sasha comes in as the quiet little rebel who has to grapple for power with her sister when their interests do not align. It was a classic power struggle, sister style. By the visible difference in age, there was a bit of hierarchy in place. Dad and mom had the most significant say, but Malia was a little queen in the kingdom. Sasha and Malia were 8 and 10 years old respectively when they were suddenly shaken out of what they knew as a normal life. Back then, they attended the University of Chicago laboratory schools, where their biggest worries were pop quizzes and missing soccer practice. And then, at dinner, Barack Obama dropped the bombshell on them. "Hey kids, we are leaving Chicago for Washington, D.C. I'm going to be president." While campaigning in 2008, the president-to-be publicly remarked his daughters do not want to move to a new city. The fact that they would have to start making new friends scared them. The only option that would keep them in the comfort zone in Chicago would be if Obama lost the election. When the whole of America decided their fate, they were thrown into a whole new world. Everything went against them, and fast. Nothing could have prepared the two young girls for what was to come next. They had to become different people. Either of them might have desired to be famous like Beyoncé someday. However, the kind of fame they got came with a lot of judgment, and maybe not a lot of individual enjoyment, as you would expect from a pop star's celebrity status. They had to say goodbye a bit too early to their childhood, especially Sasha, whom I presume her parents would constantly tell Malia to ensure she was on her best behavior. It still doesn't mean that they wouldn't get to act like siblings do in a corner of their room. Their dad had a more important role. He was not just running as president, he would also run late to pick them up from ballet classes or never show up. America became Daddy's first love for the next 8 years of their lives. Still, they enjoyed family traditions like movie nights, celebrating holidays, and playing with their pet dog. Fun fact, Malia had an allergy, so the quest to find a pet dog took several months until they could find a hypoallergenic breed. The dog was often called the first dog before passing away in 2017. They attended the elite private Sidwell Friends School until they graduated from high school. They no longer walked alone. Often, they had fewer friends than bodyguards from the Secret Service hanging out with them. It meant no slumber parties where they'd get drunk and risk exposure to scandals, nor could they join a frat where they could indulge in some wild lifestyle. They were different. Their lives meant something more to America. Relationships. Of the two sisters, Malia has been the most outgoing. While she tried to keep much of her romantic life private, some of it hit the headlines. The most popular was her relationship with her boyfriend, Rory Farquharson, a British law student. They dated around the time she spent studying at Harvard. They have yet to learn when they got started. However, the news came to light when they were seen kissing at a football game in 2017. As though that was not enough to prove the rumors to be accurate, they were often spotted together in New York, which let the busybodies know that it was a serious relationship. Yet, in the same way, the relationship ended, and they were no longer seen together by early 2022. Nobody knows if they broke up in the year before, but the rumor mills are putting the length of their relationship at about 5 years. Nobody knows why they broke up either. That was the only confirmed relationship that she had. The rest were unconfirmed. One such was a suggested fling with Ethiopian music producer Dawit Eklund. They were seen hanging out in New York and Los Angeles occasionally. Till the rumors faded from the spotlight, neither Malia nor Eklund confirmed their romance publicly. Towards the end of 2023, Malia was seen with rapper Amine, and everyone thought she had a new boyfriend. The rumors were not enough to count them as something because they were only photographed together once when she was out at a sushi restaurant. Was it casual, or should we take it as a sign of a more profound connection? We will never know. Sasha hasn't had much going around about her relationships, but she has a solid 3-year-old relationship with Clifton Powell. How do we know? Michelle Obama publicly mentioned her approval of the relationship. Clifton is a commercial director with notable clients, including Nike and Pepsi. I did a little digging, and I found that the two of them met after she transferred to the University of Southern California in 2021. They have been sighted together in Los Angeles, and their relationship appears strong. Malia has been seen hanging out with Powell, which shows that the whole family is on board that ship. It won't sink anytime soon. Their aspirations and worldview? During Barack Obama's presidency, his daughters, Sasha and Malia, had some special moments. Sasha, who was only 8, became the second youngest child to ever live in the White House. The youngest to date was John F. Kennedy Jr., who moved into the White House 2 months after his birth. In school, both girls were known as great students who made their dad proud with their excellent grades. Even with many guards around them, they stayed social and joined activities like tennis and soccer. Their parents had a big influence on how they saw the world. In Obama's first speech as president, he told his daughters he wanted them to be strong and independent, to dream big, and to do great things for America. He hoped they would grow up as kind and hard-working women who would make the world better. Malia and Sasha took these words seriously, focusing on their dreams and doing what they loved. When Malia was in high school, she worked at TV studios in New York and Los Angeles during the summers of 2014 and 2015. In 2016, she even interned at the U.S. Embassy in Madrid, Spain, where she experienced Spanish culture firsthand. When Sasha Obama was 15, she was spotted working at a seafood restaurant during her summer break in August 2016. Many Americans were surprised to see the daughter of President Barack Obama taking such a regular job. Even though the media always followed their moves, Sasha and her sister Malia had stayed out of the news for anything negative until then. People were impressed to see Sasha choosing a simple job instead of enjoying the comforts of the White House. It showed everyone that she wanted to experience life outside of being a president's daughter and learn about real-world responsibilities. Although she didn't make much money, she gained essential life skills and connected with everyday people. Meanwhile, Malia Obama graduated from Harvard in 2021 and started working in the entertainment industry. She is now a writer for Amazon Prime Video's show Swarm. Just last year, she made a short film called The Heart, which was shown at both the Toronto International Film Festival and the Sundance Film Festival in 2024. Malia even changed her last name to keep her own identity. Some might think that Sasha's goals aren't as ambitious as her older sisters, who wants to take over Hollywood, but there is nothing wrong with wanting to live an ordinary, everyday life. Controversies. Even though their lives seem exciting, both Sasha and Malia Obama have faced criticism, even from people who don't like their dad, Barack Obama. Malia, especially, has gotten more negative attention than Sasha. In 2016, Malia was captured on camera smoking what looked like a joint at the Lollapalooza Music Festival. She was also seen grooving and having fun, which caused a lot of media backlash. The video that went around caused critics to go crazy, but this was surprising because the city of Illinois had just made the use of marijuana legal, so it was pretty much a situation where everyone was free to smoke weed, but the president's daughter could not. Sasha was not left out of such criticism, but hers was a double barrel. A picture made the rounds on the internet, and many thought she was inappropriately dressed while also smoking a cigarette in public. Another controversy that attracted critics like bees to Sasha was a random Snapchat video which showed her kissing a white guy named Matt. The two had just met over the weekend at the Lollapalooza, and things seemed to be moving on a bit too fast. Malia was always thought to be the one with the most vices. She was once criticized for underage drinking. There weren't many details from the picture that served as proof of the action, but the take was that the 20-year-old daughter of the president was sipping on a $20 bottle of rosé. Many people pointed out that she was trying to pour someone a glass of wine, but it didn't exactly do anything to stop the online raging. The two girls are not known for shying away from all things fun. One occasion was when both had a video recording of them leaving a Drake after-party with some stagger in their steps. It may not be the first time they would go to such a party to loosen up, but someday, mighty old paparazzi would get a few shots in and let the world know. They are in the prime of their lives, but they just can't escape getting dragged online for what pretty much everyone does for fun. Another time the sisters got attention was because they wore costly dresses. In 2016, they went to a White House state dinner, and Malia wore a dress that cost $18,000. Malia got most of the criticism, but people didn't talk much about Sasha's dress, which was even more expensive at $20,000. Did they deserve to be criticized? No. People were upset because it was a tough time for many, and they thought wearing such pricey clothes seemed insensitive. Later, it was revealed that the dresses were borrowed. It's unclear if anyone apologized to the girls, but this shows that the Obama sisters didn't always have it easy. If you enjoyed this video, click the video on the screen to watch more interesting videos on this channel.